Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching the Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for a second topic of discussion for today. And as we said earlier, we're going to be shedding the light on the initiative launched by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities to promote the different touristic sites and cities during the holy month of Ramadan. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Said Ali Taha, tourism expert. A very good morning, Mr. Said, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
First, if you can tell us more about this initiative which aims to promote tourism in touristic cities, especially about the holy month of Ramadan.
Yeah. We know this holy month of Ramadan is a special case, and it is yearly events. That's why there's very special circumstances, especially when we know that people during the day they are fasting and less activities. That's why the Ministry of Tourism is thinking to open some historical sites and some museums at night time. And this will help a lot to attract more visitors to these historical sites, especially in some places like the Saladin Citadel and Muhammad Ali Mosque. Also, the area of the Islamic Cairo, or what we call it Old Cairo, the Al-Mu'izz al-Din Street, and the museums and the mosques around the area. And of course, the most important place is Khan el-Khalili, or that famous coffee shops and the stores that's full of spices and herbs and different, foods that related with the holy month Ramadan. They've been thinking also to arrange the historical palaces, like the palace nearby El Manial, Muhammad Ali Palace in Manial area, also Baron Mbian Palace in Heliopolis, Israel Gadida. And they are preparing another palace nowadays under restoration and reconstruction in Al-Dahir district in Cairo. It's called Sakakini Palace. Sakakini Pasha was one of the famous people during the last century.
Yes, also, sir.
Nowadays, always going to arrange it. That's Shubra Palace, Muhammad Ali Pasha.
Also, would like to listen from you, sir, about your opinion regarding the new methods by which the tourism in Egypt is being promoted, and how can this have an effect or a direct impact on the industry?
Sorry, Karim, would you repeat the question again?
Yeah, I was asking you about the new methods and the strategies used by the Ministry of Tourism to promote the industry, and how can this have a direct impact on it?
Oh yeah, that's you mean the opening new museums and the arranging, like, the Golden Parade, and also that celebration of the Ram-headed Avenue in Luxor. This is a very, very good strategy. Instead of doing, direct announcement and direct advertising and propaganda, this is a very good one. And instead of going to the different TV channels, you attract those TV channels to come to you to shoot photos and to take some videos about what you are doing, especially from time to time you have to create an event here. Of course, nowadays they are using another method, those bloggers and the influencers in social media. And finally, they started to get kind of attention to the social media, because it's very, very important and very essential, especially for young generation. And from time to time, they invite those bloggers and those influencers in the social media to do some, short videos about the new excavations that going on. Also, when they start some kind of excavation, or we hear about this before that. These things being enclosed in the universities and between the scientific institutions only. But now from time to time, we can hear about this excavation and a lot of activities going on. That helped a lot, and that helps a lot in this advertising system. Because, always the people, they are attracted by Egypt, and there is a science all over the world. It's called Egyptology, and there is another legend science, we call it Egyptomania. Egyptomania is kind of people that fund and they are fall in love with Egypt, and so there are some not exactly scientific researchment, but it's a kind of legend. There are a lot of legends and a lot of tales related with Egypt, and this attracts a lot of people around the world. So we need to feed this science with the new discoveries and the new excavation, because with the new discoveries and the new excavation, new information, and sometimes a discovery or an excavation can change one of the chapters in the history of Egypt. So this is very important when we use the media and the, especially social media between the young generation.
Mr. Said, also, what about the preparations for receiving Egypt's guests who are keen on spending Ramadan in the country, and some pro tips on places to visit and to enjoy the very special atmosphere of Ramadan in Egypt?
Yeah, and this part of the celebration of Ramadan, I think it's heading the Arabic countries more than foreigners, because we used to have, and we have a lot of Arabic people. From the nearby countries, they come to visit Egypt and to spend some days in Egypt, especially nearby the area of Al Hussein. And some people from the Shia sect, they come to visit certain places, especially that street enclosed between Sayyida Nafisa Mosque and Ahmad ibn Tulun, call it the Street. This is a very important part of, history in Islamic, especially the mosques and the mausoleums.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Said Ali Taha, we really appreciate your insight, and thank you so much for being with us on the Breakfast Show, and we wish you a very happy Ramadan. Dear viewers, by this, we wrap up today's episode of the Breakfast Show. You were in the company of myself and my colleague Dina Hussein. Until we meet again, this is goodbye.